Now, the iPhone 12 Pro is one of my favorite iPhones of all time, and here's why. Now, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys, I don't think I've ever used a phone as much as I've used the iPhone 12 Pro. I remember when I first bought it in 2021, it was around the time where I started shooting videos with just my phone, and all the way up until late 2023, it was the phone that I shot most of my videos with. Every single review, every single day in the life, and every single console video was shot on this phone, and I'm glad to say that it's one of the greatest purchases that I've ever made. And not only was it great for shooting videos, I also used it regularly, scrolling through social media, texting, calling, and taking the occasional selfie. So in this video, I will be giving you guys an in-depth look at the iPhone 12 Pro and helping you decide if it's worth buying in 2024. Now, something that has been pretty great when it comes to the iPhone 12 Pro is how well it handles iOS 17. I pretty much get zero lags and the animations are well kept. Even playing power-heavy games, I didn't get any lags or slowdowns, and it was a solid experience all across the board. Now, looking at the battery, the iPhone 12 Pro has given me a pretty solid experience. Overall, I was getting medium to heavy usage with it, from playing games to scrolling mindlessly through social media, but the battery health is my biggest problem. It quickly went down to 85% after the first 2 years, and it has been steadily declining since. And this has been a problem that iPhones have been having for a while, and I have experienced the most severe case with the 12 Pro. And as far as screen time, at most I was reaching up to 4 to 5 hours per day, and as time went on, I found myself having to monitor my battery more and more as time went on. There were times where I did use power saving mode to get through the day, and I'd say that I started using power saving mode more recently, and whenever I did, I was pretty confident that the 12 Pro will hold up. On average, I would end my day with about 10%, so most of the time I was right. I shot videos on the channel with the 12 Pro, so most days would be occupied by that. Then after I was done, I hit the gym, listen to music, go home, and scroll on social media until I fell asleep. And because I will fall asleep while scrolling, there were times where I would forget to charge my phone. The 12 Pro supports 30-watt charging, which isn't the fastest, so oftentimes I would charge it while I was getting ready to start the day, and after an hour and a half, my 12 Pro was fully charged. And that's my experience with the battery over the past few years. It was great at first, but the battery health decreased very fast, resulting in me having to take extra precautions when it came to lasting longer. Now, looking at the display, the 12 Pro has been pretty good. Again, a step down from the 12 Pro Max, but I personally like smaller phones, so it felt perfect for me. It also felt much better to hold in hand compared to the bigger 15 Pro Max. The notch was very apparent whenever I'm watching a video or playing a game. It's very small though, so it didn't take too much time getting used to, and it still had that clean aesthetic to it. The 60Hz display is where this phone can feel pretty outdated compared to the new 15 Pro. Scrolling through iOS 17 didn't feel as smooth, but once I got used to the refresh rate, the experience became better. The 12 Pro has a ceramic shield display that has been holding up very well. I dropped the 12 Pro many times, but it still stayed resilient. And I've accidentally put it in my pocket with the keys a couple of times, and it still came out looking pretty clean. Something else that also feels a little outdated is the brightness. The 12 Pro is at 800 nits of peak brightness, and it was definitely harder to see outside when compared to the 15 Pro or even the 14 Pro. The responsiveness had a pretty good sharpness to it. Face ID is still one of the best in the game, and everything about the display felt premium. Watching videos still looks good, and is competing with every phone in this price range. And again, the perfect size fits right into my hand. So whenever I was watching videos vertically or horizontally, it gave me a good experience. Now, when it came to the speakers, the iPhone 12 Pro was pretty loud and had great quality all across the board, and I would usually watch YouTube videos out loud whenever I was in the house, or if I found a new song and wanted to show one of my homies, I would play it through the phone speakers and I didn't have any complaints. The bass was good, the sound quality was good, and the experience held up very well compared to newer iPhones. Now, the camera on the iPhone 12 Pro has been holding up extremely well, and if I'm being honest, it isn't really too different from the iPhone 15 Pro, 14 Pro, or even the 13 Pro. See, Apple at this point has found a formula for their camera software and even hardware. They're always durable, always have the simple telephoto, main, and ultra wide, and the same coloring and consistency all across the board. Zoom pics were also really good, just like last year and the year before that. Zoom pics were also really good, just like this year and the year before that. The quality was still top tier no matter how much I zoomed in, and I always enjoyed the 12 Pro's telephoto cameras. Selfies were on point. Objects were as sharp as ever, lighting was nice, and again, the 12 Pro has been able to provide good pictures all across the board. Now, the videos on the 12 Pro were still amazing, and I honestly love how I was so comfortable shooting videos on the channel with it. There were many times where I prefer shooting on my 12 Pro over my 15, 14, and 13 Pro. And over the years, I've always loved how the iPhone has strayed further and further away from looking like a smartphone camera and more like a DSLR. You can shoot videos up to 4K, it looks really good, and even though it takes up the most space, I think that the quality is very much worth it. Stabilization was solid, the resolution looked great, and there were a ton of different features that the 12 Pro had in its bag. And I want to give you guys some of my random footage that I was able to capture with my iPhone 12 Pro. And alright you guys, that's it for my review on the iPhone 12 Pro. It's a really good phone that will always have a special place in my heart because of how much it was able to do for me. And if you are looking to buy the iPhone 12 Pro in 2024, the one thing that shouldn't be questioned is its durability and resilience. And let me know down in the comments, would you buy the iPhone 12 Pro in 2024? Let me know down below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.